Hi guys, it's Mike here again and welcome to this final lesson in the Getting Started series. Today we shall be having a look at how to tune your guitar. Now there are several ways to do this. Firstly, you could use a tuner like the one I have here. You could use a method called relative tuning, which is tuning the guitar to itself, or you could tune your guitar to another instrument such as another guitar or piano. Now before we look at each of these methods, we need to learn the notes of the open strings so we know what to tune them to. Okay, so let's have a look. Okay, starting with the thickest string, the 6th string. This string is tuned to E. Okay, so the thickest string is tuned to E. The 5th string, this is tuned to A. So this one is tuned to A. The 4th string, this is tuned to D. Okay, so the 4th string, this is tuned to D. The 3rd string, this is tuned to G. So the 3rd string is tuned to G. The 2nd string, this is tuned to B. The 2nd string is tuned to B. And the 1st string, this is tuned to E. So the 1st string is tuned to E. To help you remember this, just memorise this saying. Elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Okay? So elephants and donkeys grow big ears. Using an electronic tuner is by far the easiest way to tune your guitar. Now each brand will vary slightly, but the general idea is that as you tune each string, you need to get the needle in the middle. If the pitch is too high, then the needle will fall to the right. If the pitch is too low, then the needle will fall to the left. So to tune an electric guitar, you simply plug in the input here, set it to guitar mode, so not chromatic or bass mode, but guitar mode, and away you go. To tune an acoustic, there is a built-in microphone just here, and you would hold it just in front of the sound hole and then go through the same process. Okay, so let's have a look at relative tuning. Now relative tuning basically means getting the guitar in tune with itself. So you could use this method to tune your guitar, you could play a song and it sounds fine. But it doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be in tune with everyone else. So you could play a song with another guitar player, but because you've tuned to yourself, you've tuned the guitar to itself, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in tune with the other guitar player. And if you say put your favourite song on and you decided to play along, again, because you've tuned the guitar to itself, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be in tune with that song. Now, while this may be a bit difficult to understand at first, the more you practice, the better you get at tuning, the clearer it will become. Okay, so let's have a look at how to use relative tuning. Okay, so first of all, if you take your first finger and place it at the 5th fret on the low E string, okay? So take your first finger and place it at the 5th fret on the low E string, which is this note here. Okay? Now, the open A string, this string here, needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the low E string, okay? So these two notes need to be the same. Okay? So let me just make this go out of tune slightly. So if I play the two notes together again. Now as you can hear, the pitch isn't the same. So you need to decide whether the open A string needs to go higher or lower. So that to me sounds like it needs to go a little bit higher. So I'll play the two notes together and then adjust the tuning peg at the top. And that to me sounds about right. After you've got the open A string in tune with the 5th fret on the low E string, you then need to move your first finger down onto the 5th fret of the A string, okay, which is this note. Okay. Now the open D string needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the A string. Okay, so I'll just make this go out of tune quickly again. And as you can hear there, they are not the same pitch. So you play the two notes together, and then you need to decide whether the open D string needs to be higher or lower. And that to me sounds like it's a little too high. So again, play the two notes together and adjust the tuning peg. And that to me sounds about right. So once you've got the open D string in tune with the 5th fret on the A string, you need to move your finger down and place it at the 5th fret again, but this time on the D string, okay, which is this note here. Okay, now the open G needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the D string, okay? So if I just make this go out of tune again, just quickly. Again, as you can hear, they are not the same pitch. So you play the two notes together, and then you need to decide whether the open G needs to go higher or lower. And that to me sounds like it's just a little bit too low. So you play the two notes together, and then adjust the tuning peg like so. And it's nearly there. And there we have it, that's about right. Now, when you move your finger down onto the G string here, you need to make sure that you go back a fret onto the 4th fret, okay? So, once you get to the G, you need to make sure that you place your finger at the 4th fret, which is this note here. Okay? Now, the open B string needs to be the same pitch as the 4th fret on the G. Okay, now just quickly I'll make it go out of tune again so you can hear. And as you can hear there, it's far too high, so we need to adjust it at the tuning peg again. And let's just check again. And just a little bit lower, I think. That's about right. Now, when you move your finger down again, you need to go back onto the 5th fret. So now you've got your finger placed on the 5th fret of the B string, this note here. Okay? Now the open E string, the high E, needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the B. Okay, so again quickly I'll just make it go out of tune. And again, that is far too high, we need to lower it, so you play the two notes together and then adjust the tuning peg. And that's about right. So just a quick recap. First, you place your finger at the 5th fret on the low E string, okay? Then the open A string needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the low E string, okay? Then you move your finger down to the 5th fret on the A string, and the open D needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the A string, okay? Then move down again, still at the 5th fret, but this time on the D string. Then the open G needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the D, okay? Now this time when you move your finger down, you need to go onto the 4th fret. So this time we're on the G, but we need to be at the 4th fret, okay? Then the open B string needs to be the same pitch as the 4th fret on the G, okay? And then finally, when you move your finger down again, you need to go back onto the 5th fret, Okay, so now my finger's on the 5th fret of the B string, and then the highest E string, the thinnest string, needs to be the same pitch as the 5th fret on the B string. Okay? Okay, so let's just have a quick look at tuning to another guitar or tuning to a piano. Now, to tune to another guitar player, as long as they're perfectly in tune, all you'd need to do is get them to play their open strings one at a time and then tune to them accordingly. Now, to tune to a piano, first you need to find out where the notes are on the piano that correspond to the open strings on the guitar. So what I've done is I've got a diagram that's going to follow in a minute, and it'll explain exactly how to find them. Well, there we have it. That was the last lesson in this Getting Started series. I hope you guys have enjoyed it and you're now ready to start the beginner's course, which you will find on my website, mikeguitarlessons.com. So until then, take care. Bye for now.